oh boy, do we have a treat in store for you inside the Amazon Prime Studios. Cameron Irwin alongside Misty May-Treanor. Oh my goodness, it's so fantastic to have you here. Of course, we've got Dane Blanton alongside. Misty, I feel like the first thing I got to ask is how awesome is it for you to get to see the AVP tour right now and see these events put on in such a crazy time?
It's much different being on the sideline, but I feel like I finally made it. You know, I feel like I made it because I'm in the Amazon booth. This is like the highlight. I made it.
I don't know about that.
This is the nicest studio we've ever had, so we set it up nice for her.
We didn't have anything like this when we played, so I'm going to soak it all in right now.
That really says something coming from a three-time Olympic gold medal champion. I mean, just fantastic having you with us. What are some of the things that you've seen so far? I know you were here last week as well for the Monster Hydro Cup, but what's so cool about these events?
Thank goodness the AVP is doing this. I think this is what the world needs right now. And it was so fun actually being at home, and I listened to you guys religiously just to watch live sport again. So I feel like they're kind of spearheading this, which is great, not only for the athletes. You know, this is a way they make money, but a lot of them have the Olympic dream, and they need to compete in order to be the best that they can heading into Tokyo. You know, that's going to happen next year. So I love being on the sideline. It's a lot different. I want to be out there playing. I live vicariously through each and every one of these athletes and through you guys. But the action has been fantastic, and it's fun to get out here again. And I feel like everybody's taller. I'm shorter and older. And then watching the men, they make the court look so small. But it's really a fun environment. I know the crowd is missing, but these athletes have to learn to prepare to play in front of a crowdless environment. Who knows, you know, what's going to happen, but action has been great. Coverage has been great.
Yeah, what I want to know is what has Misty May-Treanor been up to? I know you got into coaching, of course, motherhood. There's so many things going on, and it's just such a joy to have you here. And I know a lot of people want to know, what have you been up to?
I do. So Matt is at home right now with our three girls, probably pulling his hair out, but I love you. And we had to call in some recruitment. So a family friend of ours, she's like a mom, Eileen, came down. But we have three girls. The twins are 2, and Malia's 6. And so we've got our hands full with that. And that was one of the reasons why I was at Long Beach City College. I was there for 4 years, but chose to resign. So I didn't, my contract was up at the end of June. I resigned just because I want my own time. It's time to take me back and to spend more time with my family. And so that's what we're focusing on now. And I wouldn't be able to kind of do everything and be out here if I was still coaching. So I do miss the coaching aspect, but I'm really enjoying being on my own time clock.
Can you speak to the transition from being an AVP athlete, an Olympic gold medalist, and then now all of a sudden you're doing this motherhood, this amazing thing? So how has that transition kind of transpired for you, and having to make the shift from athlete, mom, coach, and now you're sitting here wanting to play still?
I know. I think it's a matter of staying busy. And I think as athletes, it's hard for us to sit idle. We always have to find something to do. But being a mom has always been a goal of mine. Just like a lot, it's nice to see Lauren Fendrick back out here competing. I know my old partner, Carrie Walsh-Jennings, is still competing, and she has her kids. But, you know, being a mom, there's nothing like it. And for me, the kids are priority. Once you have a family, that takes precedence. I sacrificed to be able to do, and my husband sacrificed so much to be able to, for me to compete at a high level, then now it's time for me to get back to that side. But raising kids, it's an animal of its own. I wish they could see both myself and my husband compete. I think that's special, and I think that's something that both of us will miss, is our children not being able to watch us live. But I can't take back, I was there watching them walk and there for a lot of their firsts that I wouldn't have been able to do if I was still competing. So do I miss the game? Yes, but I feel like I've done it all.
Now you're mom.
So
That's
I'm good.
amazing. Well, you're talking about motherhood. You mentioned Lauren Fendrick. She's actually somebody that will be playing in one of our semifinals. So I'd love to get your thoughts on the semifinals coming up as we take a look at some of the matches. You can see M. Day and Lauren Fendrick facing off against Alex and April. What are your thoughts there?
They played earlier, I believe, in the tournament. They played yesterday, and the first set went relatively close. Second set was more of a blowout. But you can't count Emily and Lauren out. I think from Lauren's experience, like I said, it's enough for her to even be out here after having a child. I know how hard she had to work to even get back out on the court. The other semifinals, we're going to look for a battle. It's going to be the two Canadians battling it out and the two defenders. So,
well, it's going to be a lot of good volleyball, definitely for the women's semis. But I know we're going to keep you around. You're going to call this next match, I believe, with Mr. Kevin Barnett. But Mark Sherman's down on the sand. Let's get these started.